This is CBN NewsWatch.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. I'm George Thomas. On the big island of Hawaii, 19 lava outbreaks, a jungle on fire, evacuations, and the worst could be ahead. Dale Hurd has a story.
The ground on Hawaii's Big Island continues to crack open, spewing 2,000-degree lava. And now the volcano itself appears ready to explode. One of the newest fissures is shooting up what geologists call splatter bombs, 500 feet into the air.
I've actually seen rocks fly over the tree line.
The eruptions, which sound like thunderclaps, are deafening.
I heard what sounded like a jet turbine.
19 fissures have opened here in this corner of Hawaii's Big Island since early May, and fresh eruptions last weekend have forced new evacuations. More than 30 buildings have been destroyed and 2,000 have been evacuated from their homes, and officials warn thousands more could be ordered to leave.
We'd like them to be ready and prepared to evacuate at a moment's notice.
The fissures are also spewing dangerous sulfur dioxide, which has residents lining up for respirators.
Not everybody can just get on a plane and leave. Some people can and some people are, but the rest of us, we're here.
The plumes of poisonous gas are killing off trees and grasses left untouched by the lava. All eyes are now on this crater where a lava lake has collapsed more than 1,000 feet. If it reaches groundwater, that could generate steam-driven explosions, powerful enough to send rocks the size of trucks a half-mile or more in the air.
It's not like it's a hurricane where you think, okay, in 3 days it'll be here and go. This is almost like a slow-motion train wreck.
The United States Geological Survey warns there are 169 potentially active volcanoes across the United States, and about 50 of them in 6 states are being watched closely. Dale Hurd, CBN News.
Thank you, Dale. Here's a look at some of the other big headlines we're following in the CBN newsroom.
I think it doubled the value of professional sports franchises in a second.
The Supreme Court is ushering in a new era of sports betting. States now have the go-ahead to allow sports gambling across the nation. The Supreme Court struck down a federal law back in 1992 that banned the practice in most states. Politicians are hoping this will help solve state budget problems. North Korea is moving ahead with plans to close its nuclear test sites this week. That's according to South Korea's military. The move comes ahead of a historic summit between Kim Jong-un and President Trump next month. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, police say a family brought its 7-year-old daughter to a suicide bomb attack on a police station Monday. That's a day after members of another family coordinated suicide attacks on 3 churches that killed 12 people. 6 civilians and 4 officers were wounded. The little girl survived. You can find these and other stories at cbnnews.com. 70 years to the day and nearly the same hour as when President Harry Truman recognized Israel as a nation on May 14, 1948. That's when the United States opened up its embassy in Jerusalem. As Chris Mitchell reports, many believe the day was history in the making.
Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin unveiled the seal and Ivanka Trump introduced the new embassy.
On behalf of the 45th President of the United States of America, we welcome you officially and for the first time to the Embassy of the United States here in Jerusalem, the capital of Israel.
In a video, her father, President Trump, said his decision acknowledged reality.
Israel is a sovereign nation with the right, like every other sovereign nation, to determine its own capital. Yet for many years we failed to acknowledge the obvious, the plain reality that Israel's capital is Jerusalem.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called it historic.
What a glorious day. Remember this moment. President Trump, by recognizing history, you have made history.
Ambassador David Friedman hosted the event and told CBN News how he felt about the historic day.
We've been planning for this for 25 years, and thank God it came. It was just an incredible moment, one that will probably take me weeks for me to process all my emotions.
After nearly 23 years, the Jerusalem Embassy Act has been fulfilled, with the Embassy of the United States of America here in Jerusalem. But some say it's not just history in the making, but also prophecy in action.
We're seeing prophecy unfold. I don't know when the Lord's coming back, but I know today it got a little bit closer.
This is also a prophetic moment because God promised Israel in the book of Deuteronomy concerning the nations, I will make you the head and not the tail.
Others saw it as Israel taking its place among the nations.
One of the most visible manifestations of the double standard, it was the only country in the world not allowed to announce its own capital. I hope we see the beginning of the end of that. And for the Israeli people, they will be treated like first-class citizens of the world.
It also tells Israel's enemies, this is their capital, the American embassy's here, now deal with it.
Meanwhile, thousands of Palestinians rioted along the Israeli-Gaza border to protest the embassy move and also mark what they call the Nakba, the catastrophe that befell Palestinians when Israel was created. During the riots, Gazan officials said more than 50 died and hundreds more were wounded. The IDF drew up thousands of leaflets warning protesters to stay away from the border and blame the Hamas terror group for the uprising.
We will not tolerate this violence. We will continue to defend our sovereignty, our civilians, and our border. We will do so while trying to minimize the amount of casualties, but we will not let the rioters through and to harm Israeli civilians that are a running distance away.
Israel said captured Gazans told them Hamas encourages children to cross the fence. They said they want the riots to be seen internationally as a popular uprising and not inspired by Hamas. Chris Mitchell, CBN News at the new U.S. Embassy, Jerusalem.
Thank you, Chris. Vice President Mike Pence celebrated Israel's 70th anniversary stateside, speaking at a ceremony hosted by Israeli Ambassador Ron Dermer. It's there he prayed for the peace of Jerusalem. This year's anniversary was historic as it coincided with the commemoration of the U.S. Embassy opening in Jerusalem.
One unalterable truth stands in evidence at this gathering and all across the world. As it has been in the past, so it shall be in the future. America stands with Israel.
Pence also honored President Trump for strengthening ties between the U.S. and Israel. First Lady Melania Trump is recovering at a Walter Reed Medical Center after being treated for a benign kidney condition. Doctors performed an embolization, a procedure to plug a blood vessel to stop bleeding. President Trump was seen boarding Marine One, heading to visit her. A senior administration official said the president wasn't by his wife's side, but he spoke with her beforehand and with her doctors immediately after. The First Lady is expected to be hospitalized the rest of the week. Coming up, they're coming from all over the world to a place many have never been. See why these people are flocking to Israel. And welcome back to CBN NewsWatch. It's hard to believe, but there were only about 600,000 Jews living in Palestine when Israel became a nation back in 1948. The new country needed citizens in order to survive and grow, but where would they come from? CBN's Scott Ross takes a look at what happened then and what's still going on today.
They come from all over the world to a place many have never been. Yet the Jewish people have longed to return to this land for thousands of years.
I'm Sarah from France.
Hi, I'm Dylan from Uruguay. I did Aliyah in December. I'm here because I love Israel.
Hi, my name is Debbie. I'm from Córdoba, Argentina.
I'm Nikita from Russia.
Hi, my name is Gadi. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I made Aliyah in December. I'm a lawyer in New York, and I'm here because it's the only Jewish state there is.
It's called Aliyah, literally going up. Taken from biblical times, the term describes when people went up to Jerusalem to worship at the temple. Now it means immigrating or returning to Israel.
You're an American.
Yep.
Why did you come?
It's a beautiful country. I love it here.
Yeah, Arizona's beautiful.
Arizona is beautiful, but it's not Israel.
Last year, 27,000 new immigrants arrived in Israel, including 3,600 from the United States.
For almost 3,000 years, we were disconnected, but we were praying for Jerusalem. So it's really a gathering of exiles, and it continues every day.
I spoke with Natan Sharansky, leader of the Jewish Agency, which oversees bringing the Jewish people home.
I am very proud to be the head of the organization now, which brought 3.5 million Jews from the creation of the State of Israel.
Sharansky made headlines in the 80s as a political prisoner in the former Soviet Union. International pressure led to his release, and he immigrated to Israel in 1986.
I meet with a lot of new immigrants, and I love to be in the airport and to see this moment of them going down from the airplane, because you think that after each of these people, there are at least 50 generations of Jews who are praying and dreaming about coming to Jerusalem. And each of them is closing a huge circle of 1,000 years of exile.
Biblical prophets Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel all spoke of a time when God would bring the Jewish people back to the land of Israel. The prophet Amos says they'll never be dispersed again. Although they're part of a prophetic and exciting journey, immigrants face a whole new world when they arrive.
Some of the people left everything. Left the friends, left families, left the smell, the food, the jobs, all the things that they knew. They're coming here and they start a new life.
That's why the state works to create a smooth transition. Ziva Avrahami leads Beit Canada, Ulpan Etzion, an absorption center in Jerusalem. New immigrants live here free for 5 months so they can focus on learning Hebrew and living in Israel.
We call them the first home in the homeland. They're coming here and they have like a soft landing. They don't need to be afraid from things. We help them to be part of Israel, but step by step.
How important is it that they learn Hebrew?
The main reason that the people are here in this absorption center is to get to know the language. The Hebrew is the key to the Israeli society. If you want to be part of Israel, if you want to be the leader of this beautiful country, you need to know the language.
Ulpan Etzion is mainly for millennials who have a university degree. You could say it's like a prophetic melting pot.
Are there conflicts between them, culturally, socially, adapting and adjusting to one another?
Yes. They're different people for different places. The culture is different. The language is different. So to put together 250 young adults in one place, you can imagine what's going here in the evenings. A lot of people are becoming friends for life.
Do the majority of them then stay in Israel?
The first year and the second year are the hardest one. And if you survive the 2 years, people are staying in Israel. This is going to be their home.
I spoke with some of the students about their experiences.
I think it's the land of the Jewish people, and that is why I'm here. I want to essentially come home and to be with my fellow Jews and to please God find a Jewish husband.
Why did you come?
Well, I came to Israel because I feel this is the homeland of the Jewish people, and for the first time in 2,000 years, we have our own homeland, and we can build a prosperous Jewish state, and I think that's very exciting to be a part of.
What kind of work would you like to get into?
So I studied accounting and finance, so hopefully something in that area.
Do you want to get married?
Yeah, for sure. That's why I'm here in Israel. There's plenty of beautiful Jewish girls, and let's hope I can find one of them.
As Sharansky prepares to leave his role, I asked if he thought all the Jewish people need to come home.
Our prophets speak about it very clearly, about this grand design of ingathering of the people of Israel in the land of Israel. And I want to help the people to make this decision not by giving orders, not by pushing them, even not by shaming them, but simply by giving them the feeling how good it is.
Scott Ross for CBN in Jerusalem.
Fascinating story. By the way, this year's birthday, Israel's 70th birthday, CBN has produced To Life, how Israeli volunteers are changing the world. You can learn more about it by visiting cbnnews.com. Okay, up next, we'll hear from a celebrity couple. For 30 years, David and Tamala Mann share the secrets to a lasting marriage. And welcome back to CBN NewsWatch. Gospel artists David and Tamala Mann are celebrating 30 years and are writing a book about it called Us Against the World. CBN's Ephraim Graham sat down with them for a Studio 5 interview about their marriage, their family, their careers, and the secret to their success.
God provides. It's hard to say when there's no food to eat.
Tamala Mann is famous for that sweet and powerful voice. It's earned her Grammy Gold. But the gospel recording artist also graces magazine covers for her longtime marriage to fellow singer and actor David Mann.
I love photo shoots, especially for a magazine like Upscale that's so family-centered. I'm really honored that they want to do a piece on our family.
Are you sure they got the right family?
It's a happy family life they've shared on the hit reality series, The Manns.
Now, you've been married 30 years. You're both here and still in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Take us back to the very beginning. When did you meet? How old were you? What happened?
When we first met,
19?
we were 18.
Okay.
We were like 18 when we first met. Actually, my best friend introduced us. We were best friends like from church, and we grew up together. Then she went to high school with David.
Let me just add, at the time, we were a pretty big deal on campus.
Yes, because
there was three of us.
It was some guys that sang, and my best friend had chorus class with them. She was like, y'all sing real good, but I know someone who could out-sing you guys.
So we all thought we were the stuff, because we were singing around town, and the ladies would just be, oh, y'all sing so good.
And so Nicole was like, no, y'all sing pretty good, so let's see. So
they brought her to sing. Blew us away.
I just sang, and I can't even remember what I sung.
That developed into a friendship. We were strictly just friends. No, I had other people.
You was about to say no hanky-panky.
No hanky-panky. I had other people on the side. So I couldn't, at the time, I was involved in something. And we were just strictly friends. We were really good friends. And that is what our whole relationship is based off.
The Manns have come a long way since those early years, and they're celebrating, writing their first book, Us Against the World, Our Secrets to Love, Marriage, and Family.
So you decide to write a book after 30 years of marriage. What is it that happened that inspired you to do it?
Well, I think what happened is we kept getting a lot of people coming to us for advice. And with being married, and we kind of started out early because we're people. You know, we love people and people are always around us. So that kind of pushed us and motivated us over the years, but we kept pushing it off. But the Lord kept pressing and me really too in my spirit. And I tell David, I said, it's something that we have to do to encourage families to, even though, and we're a super blended family. So we just wanted to share some of our stories and some of our experiences with others to kind of help them with their lives, their day-to-day lives.
We sit down and just say, look, we got to put this book together. So here we are, Us Against the World, Our Secrets to Love, Marriage, and Family.
How would you say you mastered the secrets? Was it trial and error? What happened?
I would say trial and error. I mean, it's just like a job. You know, you have to work at it. Marriage, you have to work at it, the relationship. Because, you know, divorce was not an option for us. We took that off the table. So whatever came, we decided that we were going to work through it.
You know, you say it's a work in progress.
Yes.
We haven't discovered the master secret to all of this. What we tell everybody, we don't have a perfect marriage. What we have is a marriage that's a work in progress.
We're not trying to paint a perfect picture here. There's no perfect couple because everybody have disagreements. And we want to talk about some disagreements and just how we handle some of the disagreements that we have.
We do talk about some of our lows, but we talk about a lot of our highs, and we share a little bit of my practical joke stir. Can I call it my practical joke stir?
I like
in here.
that.
Yeah, and
which he had a lot of practical jokes.
You guys not only are married and have a family, but work together from Meet the Browns to Kirk Franklin and the Family.
I'm Leroy Brown. Hi. My friends call me Leroy Brown. You can just call me Leroy Brown? Yeah, how you know?
But you know, that was always my prayer.
Really?
That was my prayer as a young girl, that I would have someone that did the same things that I did. So I wanted someone who sang and was interested in church and music, because that's what my love, my first love is singing, my passion. And the Lord blessed me with someone who loved what I love. So we've really built, you know, together. And then it went from, you know, the singing to the acting, which the acting is what he loves.
A lot of people ask, how do you juggle this? How do you give it equal weight and balance it? And I tell everybody, I never give my marriage the same weight and balance. I never try to balance it with anything else. It far outweighs anything else I'll ever do. Whether it comes to work, the career, kids, anything. This is my first ministry. And I never try to balance anything against her. So I tell people, I was like, look, if this business ever gets in the way of this, we'll disappear. Yeah.
It's the Lord first and then him.
And that's why we came up with the title, Us Against the World, because at the end of the day, it's going to be us. The kids are gone, we're empty nesters, and guess who is left?
It's us. And we're having fun. And we're enjoying it.
Just one of many marriage and family lessons the Manns are opening up to share. Ephraim Graham, CBN News, Dallas, Texas.
That's awesome. David and Tamela Mann keeping it very, very real. All right, folks, we'll be back right after this. A young girl from Louisiana is traveling across the country hugging police officers. She says God has sent her on a mission of love. 8-year-old Rosalind Baldwin's most recent stop was the Cincinnati Police Memorial Parade. Officers there were touched by her actions, saying to have a young person share love for police officers warms their hearts. Rosalind says this wasn't all her idea.
Why did you decide to do that, sweetie?
I didn't decide, God decided. Basically, it was the shootings in Dallas that really broke her heart. She said, Mama, they're killing our heroes.
Yeah, pretty amazing. Rosalind has been to 27 states so far. Okay, folks, well, you can find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about at cbnnews.com, and tell us what you think about the stories you've seen here. You can do that by emailing newswatch@cbn.com or talk to us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We hope you will join us again next time. Until then, have a great day and God bless you.